Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of the EMC Nation Tour.
This show deals with the presenting of towns, in particular capitals. The first ever town to be presented in this new show is Newark, located in New Jersey. It is quite well known for its architecture as well as its commerce.
I am nicosecci.
And I am Emmet.
And let's get started.
Town Review.
Oh my god!
It all began on the 1st of November 2018, when Newark was founded by Big Red, Councillor Twin Ice Bear, and Councillor Orange Juice Moose. Due to growing rapidly, the settlement gained lots of new citizens. Not everything was good and dandy though. A new competitor arose from thin air. New York City wanted to see who would be the most influential town in the region. That period is now referred to as the New York City-Newark Claim War. You might get an idea on how it went out from there. Newark eventually gained the upper hand and a border agreement followed soon after.
After that, Big Red left Newark to join Liverpool, along with his citizens. The town's ownership had fallen into Logan Creeper 50's hands. He developed the suburbs of Newark. As Big Red wandered near New York City, he became jealous of the development of its urban area, thus bringing him back to Newark to catch up with development.
Surprisingly, they merged into one city and together formed the Tri-State area. They together then founded a nation once known as New England. It got very powerful, but it still was approaching. After some time of its existence, it disbanded. Time for a time skip, since this is only a summary.
On the 12th of November 2019, New Jersey was founded and the tri-state area got abolished. This saw the creation of the Oculus, the well-known spawn structure, but also a revival of the claim war against New York City.
After some more conflicts against New York, the tri-state area got formed once again, which was very successful, but Sri Lanka sought war against all tri-state nations, except New Jersey and Pennsylvania. New Jersey chose to not interfere in the war and remain neutral, which, in response, caused New York to leave the tri-state area. Subsequently, the war ended. New York voted to leave the Union, and the Union disbanded.
Emmett, we're supposed to make this part shorter. This is not short at all.
Yeah, we are already finished, man. Let's go to the fun parts.
Previously, we mentioned the Oculus, which, at least for me, is one of my favorite structures in New York. It's located next to the end spawn, and it's got shops inside. These shops are actually the basements of the nearby skyscrapers. In real-life New York City, there's actually a structure called the same way, and it's quite similar. Here's a comparison.
It looks like a real cage, honestly, if you were to ask me.
The selling and management of shops is provided by the Minister of Commerce, Senif. Here's an interview with her.
I monitor activity in the shops around the Oculus and make sure they're doing their jobs correctly by actually selling stuff and restocking. I created a system to monitor activity. Before then, there was only 4 out of the 12 shops actually using their shops correctly, despite other people wanting to buy the shops. When someone buys a shop here, they have 1 week to furnish and put all the chest shops in. Shop activity around the Oculus is monitored by a set of requirements that must be met every week. And the requirements are that you need 6 chest shops in the shop, either on the ground floor or the Oculus, and a majority of them have to be actively stocked by the end of each week. Well, there's more requirements, but if those requirements are broken, then each check time, as I call it, gets reduced slowly until on the 3rd strike, their shop is taken. And what that means is that all of their belongings goes back to the owner, but the gold used to pay for the shop won't be. And if that ever happens, they do have a fallback where they have 3 days to reclaim the shop, unless someone's planning on buying it. The money for the plots goes to the builders of New Jersey, where they use it to build get all of the necessary building supplies for the future blocks of New Jersey, the giant towers that need to be built.
Next up we went to the Blaze Corp building, which is a blaze spawner built by Big Red. It is a public blaze grinder with about 20 spawners that is a year old.
Right next to it, there's the villager tower with the pig spawner inside. Actually, back in the days, it was supposed to be a villager breeding center, but it never worked, so now it's a pig spawner, yeah.
Then we went to the Dodger Tower, which was built when Newark didn't have enough materials to build modern buildings, so they just used wood and stone.
Now we get to the interesting part, since this is the first modern building ever built in Newark. It's called the CU Corp, and its construction has been started by BidEv and finished by Big Red.
The next building is the first stock exchange ever on EMC and was built by Big Red and opened on the 2nd of September 2019. It got really popular and actually very successful.
This one right here is the Tri-State Area Capital. Its construction has been started by Big Red when New York City and Newark were united. The building never got completed, but its construction is resuming right now.
Now we're getting on top of the Southern Twin Tower, which has been built by Big Red, Lucas 2011 and Scotty. It has the first joint border project of Newark and New York City. The other one stands in New York City.
This one is the 1180, built by Big Red and Ice Bear. It exists IRL in Newark, and its purpose is rather interesting.
This is currently used as an apartment complex for new players, because we used to have a very severe housing shortage, and we put the new people in apartments. But it's not really used that much anymore since we have a ton of houses now.
Now here's a side-to-side comparison with the IRL building.
This residence is owned by Iron and is also known as the Aquarium.
And you know the EarthMC promotion video, a man is falling into the river in Minecraft City? That video took place right in this river.
Oh.
A man has fallen into the river in Minecraft City. Hey!
There's the helicopter right up there.
Before going to the old suburbs, we have Big Red's house, which is rather messy inside, as he says.
Now we go over into a new district called the Old Suburbs. It was the first district of Newark when Newark was first founded. It contains many historic buildings once owned by old founder players. It's situated on the Newark Bay. The Old Suburbs also contain the first house in town, as well as the first T-spawn.
In the old suburbs, you can also find the first modern building built by Brandon. With the growth of the city and the gaining of new resources, a new district got created in southern Newark. These modern suburbs contain new and modern buildings made out of white materials like quartz and concrete. Most new players invited to New York live here. It is situated on a coast with a nice beach, some docks with their respective yachts. Here in South New York, you can also find the Balkaman Grounds, a shopping area built by Big Red, Sunburn and Orange Juice Moose. Since we were in the mood, we decided to make a little fake product placement.
Roll the tape!
This video has been brought to you by
Starbucks, no, Star Cups.
Start now for 10,000 silver and 100
Cups of coffee.
for free by using the promo code in the description.
The Zodiac Tower, or as we like to call it, the Barcode Building, was built by Sunburn and Big Red. It kinda resembles the EU Court of Justice.
I mean, there's actually no correlation with the Court of Justice, but I guess, yeah, it looks like it. Anyways, this is the Ocean Rift, built by Big Red and C5H.
Next off, we can spot a very beautiful building in my opinion. Those are called the Parisian Houses, built by Big Red C_5H, Kamiko and Sunburn. They were built on the 22nd of April 2020. It almost took a year to finish, but in my opinion it really paid off seeing all those beautiful flowers in the middle.
In front of the previously mentioned Zodiac Tower, you can find the Brownstones. A building started and finished at the same time as the Parisians. It has been built by Big Red and Orange Juice Moose.
Now we head over to a national meme known as the E-Tower, which was built on the 12th of July 2020 by Uvela, Severnan and Big Red. It is a national meme since it kinda resembles an E shape.
This building is the Suncor's headquarters and it's called the Iris Tower. It got built by Sunburn and Big Red.
Suncor is a company that occupies empty lands to construct new buildings and structures.
This memorial statue has been built in honor of Samisol, a player that got banned from FMC.
This remarkable building, known as the Hazel Tower, was built by Big Red, Paro and Sunburn.
This interesting building made out of lines of quartz is called the Muffin Center and is being built by Weeded Muffin.
This building is commonly referred to as the Mexican Restaurant, and it serves as a public housing center.
So basically, I just showed somebody the design once, and they asked me, is this a Mexican restaurant? And it just stuck.
The last building we'd like to show you in this documentary is the City Hall of Newark. It's still under construction, but it already looks very nice. It's being built by Ubula, Big Red, Sunburn, Zenith, Pavo and Vargari. Well guys, this was the first episode of our new EMCL series, which is the Nation Tours. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, just put a like here below.
If you'd like to suggest a town or a capital of a nation, make sure to either comment down below or reach out to us through our Discord DMs.
I think I should make just a separate video for the outtakes. It's just...
Yes. Let's see how shitty we are actually.